Dukes of Weebdom!
Spikes Family. Episode 65 of the Spikes Family Podcast.
You only said that because I didn't read it.
I did only say that because you didn't read it. Set you up.
Set me up for failure.
Even though I'm the lazy one.
I'm sorry. It's okay. Please forgive me. I got everything else, though. In a crunch. Time crunch. But we're here. We're here. Hey.
We're doing it.
I read all 6 pages of the JJK chapter this week.
Yeah, we take out the title card and the 2 pictures at the beginning. Yeah, it's 6. Yeah.
But when I saw it, I was like, what the fuck is this?
I was 100% ready to clown. And then I heard that he got sick.
Yes.
And I'm actually just like righteously angry at Shonen Jump for not just like putting off the chapter longer.
Right? Just like...
Let him finish it.
Hold it back. I mean, I get it. I mean, there's going to be asshole fans out there that are going to be like, I need my JJK, where's my JJK, blah, blah. It's like, dude, relax. He's got some issues, health issues going on. He's taking 2 weeks off. But, all right.
This should just help the chapter.
Yeah. And, because nothing really happens in it. They clash a few times to say, oh, here's...
Enrica cries. We get a bunch of that exposition I know and love.
Basically, another time scale will be like, we got 3 minutes. I have 3 minutes to deal a bunch of damage to him, so he can't use my malevolent trident. And he's like, I got 3 minutes.
My barrier techniques, my brain halts.
But, like I said, it's a good thing, though, that the spoiler I saw wasn't in the chapter, but it still worries me that it still might have been a scan from the unfinished sections of it that weren't published because there's only 9 pages.
Then it would have been crammed between one of those couple pages there.
Oh, definitely would have been after what those pages showed.
Yeah, so I don't think so. I'm betting it's fan bait.
I'm hoping so because I was like visibly upset when I saw it. Just
holy fuck.
What?
So stupid. I randomly went to poke in on Shoujo Null's newest chapter, and the kid finally wakes the fuck up. How long were they flashback?
Well, it's also bi-weekly, but...
It was at least 3 more chapters after where I stopped.
5-chapter flashback.
Damn. Sorry.
No, you could. But, because... Do you care if I say what it was? Because it's probably fan-made, like you said.
Yeah, go for it. I don't care.
So, the picture
I get spoiled every week.
It was like rubble near a building or whatever, and Sukino was walking out of it, pulling Go Yuta out of it, but he was holding in his hand the top of his head and eating it.
Huh.
So he cut the top, like with his cleave or something, cut the top part of his head out and was eating his brain as he was like walking out of the building. And what got me angry about that was like, you brought Yuta back in Gojo's body at the end of a chapter to then kill him off again in the very
Imagine we got another
chapter
in heaven talking section for Yuta.
Sit next to Gojo and be like, I'm gonna miss the cursed spirit Rika, but now I'm reunited with the real Rika.
I know how to counter Malevolent Shrine. Next chapter. Hey, Nanami. What's up? Oh, I'm going that way. Yuta's dead body.
Do they even know each other? I think they
I don't think so. I don't think they've been on the same screen at the same time.
Nanami was in...
They didn't even fight in the same areas in the Night Parade.
Yeah, Nanami
was... He was with the other people fighting the curses.
Because I was thinking more of when Nanami... Because Nanami was there when that bland-looking guy died that really tipped Geto over the scales.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Haibara.
That guy.
Haibara. Put some respect on that man's name.
He was a very smiley.
He had like 4 lines.
Yeah. Very upbeat personality to then just die.
The anime did that make that kind of hit hard, though.
They did. But I'm thankful that that spoiler was not true. Because, again, I'd be very upset. It's like, what's the point of bringing it there to just, like, one chapter? Really? Like, immediately? I was so angry, dude. I was just like fuming. It was on my way. It was on the lunch break.
I'd probably drop JJK. No, maybe.
Honestly, we're so deep in that I don't think that Gege can make me drop it too late in the game.
I'd probably turn into a hate watcher.
Yeah, a hate reader. But I was walking back from the microwave on my lunch break, and I was just like, I'm hotter than this bowl of rice.
You hit to microwave your thing, open the app, finish, and then your food was done.
No, I mean, the spoiler. I was just sitting there waiting at the microwave for it to finish. And it was literally the last post I saw. Like, my food was just about to beep, and I just was scrolling. And then I saw it on Facebook, of all places, where I never see anything manga-related ever.
That is weird, yeah. All of my spoilers come from Twitter.
Anything on Twitter, black and white, I just immediately scroll past. I don't even look at it.
I feel like JJK Twitter just... They didn't even mention it, really. Like, no one's even talked about this chapter at all. Like, complain or otherwise. They just kind of, like...
It happened.
Yeah, it just flew over them.
Which is honestly for the best, because the only other thing they would be talking about is that they would be complaining that it was only 6 pages. And
yeah. That's what I expected, though. But no, I saw none of it.
Well, good.
Everything else eclipsed it this week.
Yeah.
People still talking about Chainsaw Man.
Is there a chapter tomorrow?
I have no clue. Let me find out. I don't think so.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, there is.
Nice.
Can I get some?
Gonna see the cum slap?
Yep, the comes. I hope so.
I also hope so. Either that or he's just gonna fucking do something completely else stupid. But I'm ready to get back to the plot.
Yeah.
Please.
Please, something.
Fujimoto, please. But we'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm at that point where I'm just like, I'm not sure if Fujimoto knows where he's going right now.
Oh, he definitely. Well, actually, he probably does. And he's probably giggling to himself.
He's probably one step ahead of himself at all time. Like, he knows what his next chapter will be, but he doesn't know beyond that void. There's a draw distance so far.
From my understanding, though, which maybe this week's JJK kind of counteracts that, but at least from other mangakas that I know or have followed in the past, usually they're 2 or 3 chapters ahead of the printer, the one that's being printed. So, like, this JJK chapter, he would have been drawing 2 weeks ago or whatever. So, if that's true for Fujimoto, him too would have drawn this.
Part of me does
2-ish weeks ago.
Doubt it, because the Gege thing this time.
Well, especially if you're Gege, though, because of how many... Well, both of them, with how many breaks they take, there's no way they're not ahead.
I don't know. They're just 9 pages.
Well, again, he's true. Yes.
Yeah, and I feel a similar lack of preparedness in Fujimoto. Them drawings, bro. I love you to death. Them drawings, bro.
Them drawings, bro.
Yeah. We'll never complain about a 14-page Fujimoto chapter again, though.
No.
Nope.
But it's okay. Because we got plenty of other juice this week.
Nope, like a 27-page Spy X Family chapter.
Oh, yes. Or the 2 chapters of KaguraBachi.
That's true.
Because for some reason, somehow, some way...
Did we bring it up? I felt like we brought it up and then just didn't talk about it. But no, we didn't even bring it up.
I don't remember speaking the words.
Bachi or Kagura's?
Or Shiba's or anything.
KaguraBachi?
Nothing. Which is sad.
Kagura Bestra? Best Chi?
You're struggling now.
I know. I'm really reaching.
You're reaching. But start with chapter 35, which was last week's chapter. Get a little Hakurei flashback.
A big old Hakurei flashback.
So, I could have sworn we've seen this girl.
Yeah, she's probably... no, because there's a girl with a child in the storehouse.
Okay, because I remember there being a female in the storehouse.
Yeah, but they were
hair.
Definitely with a child.
Because it's like, at the end of this chapter, she straight up just kills herself, but it's like...
Yeah. Big sad.
Very. And, not that I already didn't, but just really solidifies my fucking hatred for this older brother.
Oh yeah, he's awful.
He's just fucking terrible. He says he loves this guy, but he's like...
Literally the worst.
The worst kind of love expression. Fucking straight up torture.
Pliers and...
Hammers and just... jump rope. And this looks like a potato peeler.
Yeah, I noticed the potato peeler too.
So, yeah. That's just...
Yeah. I like the story with her, though. It was
yes, it was very touching about how they
bonded behind the cage. In that framing, before she even says that he's the one in the cage, the way they framed the bars, it looked like he was in the cage.
Yes. Because, I mean, he really is.
He's got such a great mastery of, like, camera work in his manga. And then I got one of the things I've been waiting for.
What's that?
An exposition drop about magic system.
Oh, yes. In this newest chapter. I was like, yes. Super cool that it's the one that he thought useless that is the one that has
the bloodline inherited pocket dimension.
Which is weird, though. Because that means he inherited it naturally, whereas everyone else has had it passed down to them through ceremony.
Which is why I think his is a different space, too.
Seems that way. It's a lot smaller, because you can see it when it shows it. It's just big enough, like the platform's just big enough for a chair and all of the tools and stuff.
Which also means he was using it all along to get the things he was tortured with
away from him.
Yeah.
Which is why he couldn't use Isho. Which, speaking of which, now that I start thinking about it and like looking at this sorcery level is actually quite low. It's not like it's not, the magic system isn't like super over the top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Other than when you get into the enchanted blades.
Yeah.
Which then really emphasizes
the scale
why
of it.
They're so strong and so powerful. Yeah. Because like, what is Isho gonna do to an enchanted blade? You know, I mean, May or something.
Nothing.
Yeah, it's
they're barely holding up against him with like a third of an enchanted blade left over.
Yeah, that got one more use out of it.
I'm almost convinced Chihiro could have just won with the fucking sword. Just a normal ass sword.
Just the katana, the short sword he has.
Yeah. He was about to hack off Tenry's head this chapter.
Yeah, literally. Until he imploded.
But before that, the page.
Yes. Isn't that the last page?
No, it's the middle page.
Oh, yes.
Where Hakurei dons the mask. That's cold.
I want the father to find out before the father dies.
Same. I'm sure they'll confront him together.
Yeah.
And he's struggling with his bro.
I hope.
Also, am I fucking crazy? Or is that just in his mind? Okay, it's in his mind.
What?
Because I saw Chihiro with the goldfish again. I was like, did he get his katana back? This is where my brain went right away.
Oh, yeah, no. Not yet.
No.
He was just looking back at it. Sucks, too, that, like, I mean, I'm glad we get back to Chihiro, because it's great, too. but that Isho he gives his older brother,
where it's like busting out the back. We've loved that kind of shit since Tenjo Tenge.
Yes. Isho just reminds me of Tachinko.
Doesn't it?
Straight up a Tachinko.
Also, I like how this shot where he's about to behead Tenri, he's praying with his free hand. Chihiro.
Oh, he totally is.
It's absolutely what that is.
Oh, speaking of praying, we're going to get to that. Do you know
What,
how we...
watch Dune?
No.
Oh.
How we pray in Japan?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that was... When you said you read it too, I wasn't even going to be like, don't. I'm like, yes. Read it.
That was spicy. We'll get to that. Sakamoto.
We will. And Tenri self-destructs from using the Daitenseki.
Mm. And then Hakari shows up. It's like, let's get to that door. So I hope the older brother's dead, but at the same time, he seems to be made of sturdy stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just based on the fact that he's just a huge hulking dude.
And he was the one that was supposed to get the family lineage.
And supposedly, well, no, not the strongest, because the true warrior was Tenri, right? It's the one that imploded.
Yeah, he would be the true warrior, and the other guy would be the patriarch. Soya.
Not no more. That's what I am sure.
Hell yeah.
I'm really liking Hakari as a character.
Same. I hope he sticks around. I also totally ship them, because one has black hair and one has blonde hair. And he is his samurai. And because Chihiro's 19. Fun fact. I read on Twitter and should probably confirm for myself.
How old is Hakari, though?
I don't know.
Exactly.
But he's a samurai.
But yes. Hakari's a good character, and I agree that he should stick around.
Yes. On to more pressing matters.
Oh, more pressing?
Mm-hmm. Spike's family.
Oh. Do tell.
When Lloyd punched the kaiju, and then the kaiju hit him back, and then a baby spit in the kaiju's mouth.
So you just mix in
all of them.
Astro Baby and Kaiju and everything?
And it's Spy Family. Lloyd's there. I said he was. And that's when he came on the kaiju's hand.
Lord, no. I don't think Lloyd is mentally capable of doing that.
I don't think he is either.
He's way too committed.
I feel like, yeah. Plus, like, full bodily control.
Yeah.
The first man ever able to shut his penis.
Oh, Jesus.
There's another one we missed last week, though.
Gokurakugai.
It isn't true. It is true.
Another banger chapter.
As always.
The artwork was amazing, as always, as well.
This girl frustrates the shit out of me.
Oh, yeah. Like,
I'm so happy by the end of the chapter they're already, like, engaging now, like, in a fight. So I'm like, oh, yes, I won't have to deal with her.
Like, uber stalker me, like, to the max. Like, crazy psycho lady.
Mm.
Oh, there's a panel in here. It's towards the end. I gotta find it. Hold on. I just love... Oh, right here. The detail on Miss Tao's face when she finds...
the body.
The body of... Oh, what's his name? I forget.
I don't know.
It's a few pages back here. Mr. Maki.
Mr. Maki. Also, she absolutely exsanguinates because she died from cutting herself. Remember, one of them exsanguinates people.
Oh, yes.
And exsanguinated him. Mr. Maki, that is.
Even this panel, too, when she's like, we can't just be friends.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's creepy. And then just stabs him right in the chest with a knife that came out of nowhere. But I don't see how that's gonna do much to Alma, to be honest with you. He pulls a knife out of his chest.
Oh, no. It kind of looks freaky, too. Though.
It does, yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's some kind of gimmick to it.
Almost called them Chojin.
I'm sure there's some kind of gimmick to it more than just it's a knife that I'm stabbing in you.
Time to Renji out.
Explode into a pile of blood.
Skyscraper's tall.
Hey man, hate on Renji all you want. That scene's iconic. He's synonymous.
Oh yeah, all 8 of them. Where he explodes into blood. No, Byakuya does it like twice. In like the span of like 10 episodes. Probably more. It's old shonen. It's like 30 episodes.
Probably. Because Renji does leave, trains the Bankai, comes and thinks he's going to just take him.
One-on-one.
Yeah.
All by himself.
And then just gets
massacred.
Brutally.
He gets to see his captain's Bankai. And then he gets to see his captain disappear. And then blood happens.
And then he disappears.
I wish he disappeared.
Renji's not that bad.
Renji's pretty bad. Renji's worse Piccolo.
Piccolo's awesome.
Piccolo is awesome. Piccolo doesn't get to do shit.
True. He had his moments.
They had to give him a movie to give him his comeuppance because they realized...
He beat the shit out of second form Frieza. That was lit. But then Frieza went third form.
And then toyed with him with one of my favorite Frieza attacks.
Because that's a problem with Piccolo too, because the same thing happens later.
He's a jobber.
He fights first form Cell and beats the shit out of him. Well, it's actually a really good fight and close fight. It's really good. But then he takes 17 and then Piccolo's
Ugly Cell beats him.
Yeah, because at least first form Cell has the like insect vibes
cool.
going for him. It's kind of cool. But second form is just like
ugly.
What'd you do to you? What'd you do?
Why are your lips like that? Why are you the Shoop de Whoop face? Did they actually take the Shoop de Whoop face from Cell?
Probably.
Right? It's very eerily similar.
Let's find out. Well, I don't know if we could, but I'm just gonna look. How the fuck do you spell Shoop de Whoop?
SHOOP space.
Oh, there it is. Shoop de Whoop.
Oh, that would have been perfect.
No, look.
It is literally Cell.
Yeah, it literally is.
Yeah, wow.
Well, kinda.
Yeah.
I mean, he's there. I'm firing my laser.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked with the eyes a bit.
I'm gonna type in origin. I mean, Cell is everywhere with this, so it's gotta be, right?
Yeah. He also does do mouth beams. Oh my god. Yeah.
Alright, let's see.
Look at the one like 3 down from the first one. Right there. Look at that. Because that's just the anime too, without the eyes and lips edited in.
Oh yeah. Origin on September 2nd, 1992, the Dragon Ball Z episode Honor of Temptation aired to Japan.
Damn. They got the full timeline on this one. Oh my god, did you see the Killer Bean game?
The Killer Bean?
Yes, Killer Bean. It's right there too.
Oh, I did. No. Did you see? I don't know what it's called. Shit. It was on the first day of Summer Games Fest. It was the indie game made by one dude, and it's the kind of teddy bear stuff things. They're trying to escape from jail.
Yes. Yes, that looks amazing.
Dude, straight up at the end of the trailer when they're on the beach, they're just fucking lighting up joints. Like, it is undeniably a joint. It has the fucking white filter.
The whole
Plastic filter.
there.
I was like, this actually looks hilarious.
It looks so great. I was hoping it'd be the new walking simulator. This guy's making the guy that made QWOP. Have you seen QWOP?
No.
QWOP is one of the most fantastic games ever. It started a whole trend of games to piss people off. QWOP. It is a walking simulator to end all walking simulators.
Oh, I think I've seen this. I've seen people try it. Yeah. Yeah, so you have to put in inputs to...
Yep, I think it's each joint. I think it's like your ankle's one of them.
I see calves
knee,
right there.
And then the other 2 would be the other leg.
Yeah,
so you're like...
the thighs and calves are the OP's calves, and Jesus Christ.
Look at 0.2 meters, 0.4 meters.
And you have to go 100?
So this guy's making a new game.
There's got to be somebody to win.
This is the same guy who made Only Up also.
Oh, yes, I know that one. This one right here. Right?
Yes. Yes. So he's got a new walking simulator coming out. God, I need...
Streamers love these kind of games, man. Like the other one that you just keep jumping, climbing all the way up. Yep. There's so many.
It's brutal. Fails. I have that game.
It looks terrifying.
Open it. Funny game. Come on, baby steps. You're just a dude walking. You're literally just a dude walking. I'll have to send you the trailer for this later.
I have seen that, yeah, because down here, this one, yeah. And then, yep.
Literally like the most slight change in ground. You're just like, oh.
I remember when I think I saw a trailer for it or something. I was like, what even am I watching right now?
Looks so good. I love these kind of rage games.
They make great content for streamers. So.
It's true. I'll have to hop on that.
Not for me. I'll watch people play it for a little bit.
I got nowhere in Jump King. I tried so hard. I got past like the first foresty area and got to the castle-y bit.
Well, what are the old ones too? Or hold on, let me see. Jump King, you said? Let me make sure.
Jump King was. I know Connor was huge into Jump King.
Okay, yeah, this is not the one I was talking about. It's way more graphically cool. When you get up to the top, there's a black hole or whatever. But yeah, fuck this game. There's games like this too, like old PC games where you jump on the platforms and you gotta bounce. Do you remember that? In high school, all the computers had it. And as you went up, if you landed on something, things fell. Like, and you like bounced off the walls and stuff, and there were kind of platforms in your way and stuff. And as you would go up, the colors changed.
Yeah, that's how Jump King definitely feels. They were channeling that.
Let's see. It's an old game.
Of course, Celeste would come up first.
I mean, there's just no way I would ever remember what it's called, but. No, it was similar to it. You know, you get the idea.
Yeah.
But Jump King is definitely more involved because you see all the different shapes to get through. This one was literally it was a 2 columns, and he just had a little dude that would you just hit the space bar and you'd bounce off the side walls, I think, and just try and keep going up. But you'd have to dodge just regular, like, line platforms in the way as you go through. And it would get harder and harder and faster as you win.
Yeah.
So that's all I remember.
The thing with Jump King is just how meticulously it's placed to fuck you every time you fall, like to the maximum.
Yes. I don't know what it is. Like I said, the graphics were much better, and they're jumping on like, because again, you look down. Charlie was playing it, Moist Critical, and like it's just random junk. So you're jumping on like floating cars. And
only
shit.
Up. That one's only up. But there's like a big blow up doll somewhere and shit like that.
That's one, yeah, because you finish in space.
that I would play this.
Yeah, but this one's way more terrifying because literally only up, you fall once and you're fucked because you look. There's just so much you could. There's nothing.
Well, Jump King feels like this sometimes. Did you go through like 8 screen transitions with some of those falls?
I'm sure you've seen it. I saw an Asmongold clip of him falling in Jump King and his defeat. Because that's it. If I watched how far he fell and you could see all the content as that was passing by, I'm like, oh, he jumped through all.
And then he tries to make one jump back, and then he loses more.
Yeah, and I'd quit.
Right watching those Jump King videos again. Oh man,
I would stop playing the game right there. But like, well, guys, stream's over for today.
Fuck this game. We'll be back with World of Warcraft tomorrow.
I don't watch his streams, so does he actually still play that?
Oh, no. I mean, sometimes when there's new content, but not really. No.
He never makes videos on. I only watch his YouTubes occasionally, too.
I only watch the streams if they're on at literally the same time as I'm working.
Yeah, no.
No, that's all the game shows.
I was just so mad that I sat through the whole 2 hours just for Wilds to be the second to last trailer.
And like 10 minutes max.
Not even. It was like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It was still good.
It was good.
Got me hyped.
It was better than the last one.
Really, it's just a continuation of the last one.
Yeah.
But
like the last one showed us the animation locks and the weapon switching and stuff, but the monsters looked cooler this time around. There's ones that were like shooting from like above.
Oh yeah, the Leviathan.
The run through looked
Barhara.
really good too. The seeing the NPCs with you running away looked really good. It's way more cinematic looking than World was.
Well, that's what they're trying to go for too. They're
Good.
saying more
They're pulling it off.
ecological is what they're trying to do to make it feel like an actual like natural environment while you're there. And the Monsters has always been big on the trying to ground the monsters in as much realism as they can. I mean, obviously, because like certain parts of the monster,
Obviously, some of them are like, I have a railgun for a face.
well, because so it's the mainline ones they try and stay that, but then like all the like offshoot portable ones, those they just
I was
go ham.
thinking of the one literally in this trailer that had a railgun for a face.
Oh no, that fucking
It had
lightning
two
thing, yeah.
prongs.
Yes.
And it shoots an electric blast that explodes.
well, more the anatomy aspect of it.
I know.
Because like it doesn't shoot lightning for funsies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They put things on its body.
Even if they somehow come with that cool idea first, they'll work backwards if they have to be like, this is how it works in nature.
For instance, they take like they said when they were making a low level monster in the world, the fucking Baroth, the thing that gets the mud on it with the help charging thing. Look, you know, it lives in the desert, but it likes to go in the mud to cool off, regulates temperature, and there's animals that do that, like hippos, rhinos, and stuff like that. That's what they do. And then they're like, oh, well, if this thing's going to be living so long in the thing, they changed its biology so that its nostrils were up on top of its head so that it could breathe. The Lagombi, the fat bunny thing, the claws are made, you would know it if you saw it, but it's in the older games, it's not in World. They put the claws on it because it slides on ice and stuff like that to help maneuver on ice, or certain other monsters. Like they try to make it. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of suspended disbelief because anything that flies.
They try to close that gap as much as possible.
Because anything that flies in Monster Hunter would never be able to fly in real life because of how heavy the fucking thing would be. A Rathalos would never be able to fly. It's just too big, too heavy. There's nothing ever that's lived that's that big that could fly.
Yet.
yeah. But, you know, I like the aspect. And now that they show, like, small monsters were attacking the bear thing in one of the trailers, that...
Again, the chase scene felt really good. They were really selling that chase scene.
That's what I wonder too, because both of the three monsters that we've shown that we have names for, not counting Lightning Dude, because they showed it for that like split second. That's all we've seen out of them. The not Tetracobra, the other, it's the same family as the Tetracobra. It's an older monster, but the green toad looking thingy. He didn't have the herd stuff ever shown, but the bear did, and now this Leviathan class monster, the Barhara, did.
It's sad how many monsters get lost to time for Monster Hunter.
Yes.
They're very willing to throw away their old monsters.
Well, especially their lower rank monsters. Yeah. They always bring out new lower rank
The fan
monsters.
favorites.
Yes. So, like, my thing is, I want to know how it's going to work, because if it shouldn't be too hard. Take the Royal Ludroth. Or, like, what's the yellow thing in World? I forget its name. Like, the first thing you fight. The weakest thing. The Great Jaguars.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking Gokurakugai Ch.
So, the Great Jaguars is not hard to beat at any stage of the game. But I feel like it would be if there's 5 of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what's shown in the trailer. So is it only during limited times that you're actually going to see 5 of them? Or are you actually going to roll up and there's going to be 5 monsters that you actually literally have to fight? Because that can get crazy.
I hated 2.
2 monsters in a room.
And the few times 3 when Basilgeese would not let me hunt things.
I'm all for it though. I'm cool.
I hate it.
I'm gonna be in it. And I'm gonna love it. But though, like I said, all 3 of these monsters, these are gonna be like the first 3 monsters that you fight in the game.
I was thinking about missing the monkeys from Freedom Unite 2. Yeah, and Keizu. The ones that threw poop at you.
Kangala.
Yep, miss them. Not really, kinda. And Keizu.
Yes.
The ugliest creature ever drawn.
Yes. People have been asking for Keizu for a while. He was in Rise.
I miss those fleshy ball sacks.
The fleshy mouth and stretchiness.
Very phallic.
Very. But all people are talking about right now is Chris. So that's what everyone wants.
Boo.
No, he's awesome. I love his fight.
Boo. I don't want to go in the water.
Well, he's in games that doesn't have swimming. He's in 4 Ultimate and Generations, I believe it. Or he's in one of those 2 games. Because even in 3 Ultimate, when there was underwater swimming, you had the
Generations. I actually played that one.
That one's massive. That game is so big. It's the one with the most large monsters in it because it was like an anniversary type game. Yeah. But you had the regular Chris and then the Ivory Chris, which just stayed on ground and barely ever went in the water. So now in the iterations when he comes back in the later games, they kind of put his moveset more towards the Ivory one. So because there's no underwater combat, he might jump in it like a Plesioth does. You know what I mean? But you don't jump in the water after Plesioth.
Another least favorite.
I fucking despise Plesioth.
Your bottom bar's back.
Yes. Yeah. I despise Plesioth.
Same.
With all that is holy in this world.
Mm-hmm.
And he can go die.
That extends to Lavasoith too. I don't like Lavasoith.
Neither do I. And the thing is too, because like his area is cool in Worlds and he looks cool in Worlds, but you have zero reason to fight him because
there's also like nothing in that ring arena he goes to. There's never anything to gather there,
and no other monster ever goes there except him.
It's so sad.
So it's like they kind of just put him there, and by the time you would get to him in the story, you're coming up to fight fucking Nergigante. So it's like, what is Lavasoith gear gonna do for you?
Yeah, I didn't bother.
You know what I mean? So
I think I killed one on an expedition just to say I killed one, and then I never went to hunt one again.
I did the same. That's about it.
Yeah, I don't want you.
But I was surprised that they're saying there's going to be a playable demo in August.
Too soon. I gotta finish Worlds.
Get on it.
Shit.
Well, at the event, not. They didn't say anything about it.
Yeah, I know, but still, that's a scary sign.
I'm hoping that the 2025 is January.
Especially they said it's gonna be like an open world-ish sort of deal, right? Or they're trying to be as much as they can. They
haven't actually said anything about it. There are people speculating about it. The zones are 100% going to be bigger than World are because it's more of the. It would worry me that they have a
playable demo if it was full open world, because that means they probably had most of the world stuff done for it. If it's still areas, then all bets are.
There's got to be locales because there's too many different types of monsters to just have it in a sandy zone. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, there's definitely going to be ecological changes, but will they be separated?
Right, and how far off you're going to be able...
Are they going to pull the old school Tony Hawk / elevator cheat where you're like crawl through a tight crevasse for a couple minutes and then you pop out and it's snowy because they loaded all the shit while you're squeezing?
Yeah. Hey, that was ahead of its time.
Oh, it was.
Everyone does that now.
When I played American Wasteland, that was such a big difference because at the very least, I got to grind some rails as I transitioned zones. Pop some manuals really quick.
Mm-hmm. I think it's gonna be. Again, we don't. This is all speculation, but I assume that it's gonna be similar to Worlds in the sense that you would go to.
Personally, I would hope so. I think it'd actually be a waste to make an open world for Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
I think it's so much more work that you don't really need. I think it works
Especially
just
at this
fine
point
with
in
the big
time.
maps.
Maybe some down the road, maybe for Monster Hunter 7, you could try
Yeah,
it.
maybe when we have like giant quantum computers to make a
Yes.
truly fucking enormous.
Because the other thing that has me kind of worried, but there's no way they get rid of quests. Quests are way too integral to Monster Hunter as a core, because of the whole dynamic quest thing that they show. So you can start a quest while in the field instead of going to a quest board. Yeah, you say that until you want to hunt a specific monster, and you go on an expedition, and that monster is not there.
But what if you just take the quest and then it's like, yo, we put the monster there because you just took the quest while you're out here.
But then that's taking the quest though. Not you're just in the because in the trailer it shows it that you're just running around and then
And it only gives you like the quest for the monster you see.
All I know is that you're in the cutscene doing this thing with it, and then you fall into this pit and the monster's there, and the handler says quest initiated or quest start or something like that, and now hunt the monster or whatever. So
She could just say that because you
No,
face to face with it now.
the developers specifically talk on that point
Okay.
about dynamic quests just starting for you when you counter a monster or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, but what's the point of it being a quest if it's just like in the open world, you just kill it, you get your parts, and you leave, and you get rewards, just like every other since Expeditions thing in 3.
I think that helps in the fact that you don't kill the thing, have to go back and take your quest to kill the same thing.
Makes sense.
Instead, since you ran into it out here, why not we throw the quest in for you?
Because my thing is, 1, you have to somehow separate low and high rank, and 2, there are way too many large monsters late game for it to work where you just go into the world and you fight whatever you fight, because then you're never going to get the one that you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you want to farm...
Depends on how many they can fit on the map.
True. And how, again, we don't even know.
If there's a large monster in like every zone but one, and they all just kind of rotate around and overlap sometimes, sometimes 2 zones are open, that'd be a fuckload of monsters.
My personal opinion, because Monster Hunter likes to take leaps, because they do it every game. Every new game that comes out in the Monster Hunter franchise tries something new.
They got the Nintendo frame of mind where they don't feel it's worth making something unless they have an idea to make.
Yes. However, they never stray away from its core tenets that make it a Monster Hunter game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're a Monster Hunter... If you've played one Monster Hunter game and you're familiar with that one game, you could pick up any one and know... You don't need to relearn anything other than whatever the gimmick is in that game. Like,
if anything, some of the things you could forget because they actually don't feel like stingy with the quality of life upgrades. Like having a whetstone at all fucking times and having a pickaxe at all fucking times.
World ever did.
Oh yeah,
is to just make, because I always hated
your tools are on your person.
Well, not even
period.
That whetstones is infinite, because I was like, whoever decided that whetstones is a consumable item has obviously never used a whetstone. You know how many swords you could sharpen with one whetstone?
I get pickaxes break sometimes, but that was a lot of breaking for those pickaxes.
Yeah, it was like every third swing.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I could mine more effectively with a pickaxe.
I would like to think so, yeah.
An iron one.
But so my opinion is that it's going to be similar to Worlds, where it's going to have its own sections. Like you go
bug
into the
nets being consumable.
Yeah, like really? How is a bug? I know, I get it. The bugs are bigger, but not that much bigger.
No,
like you can still see them. They fit in your hand still. They're just not.
They never bite me. They always sting me. Come on.
Yeah. So I think it's gonna be like Worlds, where you have the locales. I just think the locales are gonna be bigger, more things in it. So more monsters are gonna be on scene. But I think because...
God, I hope not.
Well, no. I think because it's bigger, like Rathian could be way over there. But if you're over here fighting Diablos, Rathian would never come that far over to the map. But you could run over to that side and fight it. You know what I mean? Or then you could go to this.
Well, I'm worried about getting smacked too many times towards over to the Rathian, and then Rathian's like, oh, it's a party.
I like it when another monster comes in.
I hate it.
I think it's awesome. I love turf wars. I love seeing monsters interact with each other.
I love turf wars until they both turn to me.
I love it. It's great.
Or when Basilgeuse decides to join and make it a quad.
That's invaders for you, man.
I hate it. I just leave.
Dung bomb. Dung bombs. That's all you need.
I told you that they just both leave together and then Basilgeuse comes to them.
That's why you dung bomb Basilgeuse, not the monster. Because he'll leave. He'll come back and then you dung bomb again and he leaves. And
I dung bomb everyone but the thing I'm hunting.
Because yes, if you dung bomb the thing you're hunting, Basilgeuse he's just gonna follow you.
1-on-1, mano a mano.
Same with Devil Joe and Rajang.
Fuck that.
Two worse is when you're fighting a
I
monster.
haven't even bothered to fight Devil Joe. I think I told you this already, where I'm just like, I'm all set. I know what that experience is. I've done it before. I've killed you. We're good. We don't have to do this.
He is way different in Worlds, though.
Don't say that. I don't need to fight him. Stop that. His weapons are ugly and terrible.
No, they're actually pretty good weapons.
No, they're terrible. I hate negative affinity. I don't fuck with negative affinity. All my homies hate negative affinity too.
Build affinity.
No, because then I could have positive affinity instead of just compensating for negative affinity.
But the raw stats are so high, and his dragon element's great. His armor's I'm not.
It's ugly. It's all ugly. Everything that he's made of and makes is ugly.
It's great.
Ugly.
No, it's badass.
Got ugly flesh.
No, it's got teeth all over it.
Ugly.
The hammer, I think, if I remember, the hammer's pretty cool. Come on.
No.
Look at that. Savage Devil Joe hammer.
Let's see, Savage Devil Joe. That's why it has different skin. Instead of that ugly, sickly green.
That's what he looks like.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
That eye is superimposed, though. That's not.
Oh. Well, is it? Because it's in that picture. Oh, well, it's the same
picture. Devil Joe's just so badass. But you're right. You fight him the one time, and it's like, I don't get
it's like
his
Lava
equipment.
So all set.
But yeah, I just want bigger zones. There's going to be more than 3 monsters. That's already confirmed.
More unique leveling weapons.
More monsters already confirmed because you see 4 or 5. You've seen 5 monsters.
How they always has that one frame and it slowly gets a little different as you upgrade. Or some of the monsters will just add feathers around the hilt of the bone weapon.
Oh no, that was a massive, massive complaint for World.
Yeah, because it was shitty.
Yeah, an Iceborne.
It led to some monsters just not having unique weapons.
No, yeah, there's a lot of them. They butchered the fuck out of one of the best great swords in the game. Fucking, the Glavenus greatsword. Look at this hideous thing. This is what it really looks like in the other games that Glavenus is in. Look how badass that is.
I'm guessing the first one is what it is in
that's
World.
It. Yep, that's
I can tell because it looks like the frame.
It's Ravager Blade, which is the standard ore weapon with monster bits on it.
It's also like a recolor of the Xeno'jiva one.
Yeah, no, this exact frame with these spikes of the Ravager Blade, and then you put the monster bits right here.
Well, even the monster bits for that one look like the exact same monster bits for Xeno'jiva, just a different color.
Yeah. So it was because World really did see more of it. It's just bad. So World did a poor job with that, and people complain about it. Iceborne fixed it a little bit because when they were just adding new weapons, they added things. But then what really got us, it can't really be compared too much because Rise is lower graphical quality, so adding a weapon in is a lot easier, I would assume, in Rise than in Worlds.
Maybe.
But Rise, which is the next game after it, did not have that issue. It was back to every weapon being unique and stuff. So we're hoping, fingers crossed and praying, Wilds is like Rise in that aspect.
Or that you just take the feedback. Because they have good weapon designers there. Some of them look good. For World specifically.
I think with World, it was a huge undertaking. World is so different. Tri is similar to World.
I also think it's based in the idea of making it realistic too. Like you're building off of that weapon.
Yeah.
Like, I think the heart was there for it too.
Because you gotta think, right? Tri is the only other game that looks vastly different than the rest of the Monster Hunters. Pre-World. The one for Wii U.
I didn't play it.
It's really stepped up the graphics from other games.
I saw you can swim, and I said no. No, thank you.
It's third generation for you right there. But then every other Monster game is very similar. Like, it just looks sharper, right?
Yeah.
You look at Freedom Unite, you look at 3 Ultimate, 4 Ultimate, Generations.
It's the same picture.
It's all the same stuff.
Especially handhelds. Like, they all look the same on handheld.
It's the
way
same,
shittier than I remember.
but it's also just reusing old assets.
Yeah.
With World, they have to build the game from the ground up. And I just think that they chose to cut corners on some of the weapons to then put that extra work elsewhere in the game, which is fine because Worlds is an amazing game.
It is.
The fact that the weapons suffer from some unfortunate visual effects,
Instead of building it from the base, the moment it switches to a monster one, it should have been a simple one of that and build up that.
Yes.
Because what I think of is
because it wasn't every weapon too. There were plenty of other.
The Odogaron weapons suddenly become entirely different weapons at one point in their upgrade chains.
They're all awesome.
They should have started as simpler versions of those and gotten fancier in a perfect world. Because it's so weird being like, my bone gun, ember cannon.
Well, it's kind of like that before too, because you'd buy a bone gun and then it'd branch off into like, oh, here's your Brachydio slime weapon.
Yes, but it branched off the moment you switch to Brachydios. Yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
It didn't start as a greatsword with a Brachynose, and then it's a Brachydios weapon.
Yes. Because I'm more in the favor of just give me the Brachydios weapon. Don't give me an in-between ugly gunk.
If you're going to make it progressive, it should be very clear that you're doing that. And
yes.
It's not consistent across all the weapons either.
Yes. And the new monster that they showed, lightning face dude, as you say?
The railgun dragon?
Everyone's calling him Thor Megala. Because he looks like Shagu Megala.
Oh, it's one of my least favorite Monster Hunter designs.
I fucking love him. He's badass. No, he's awesome.
I hate it. Cool. It's like a Digimon. They strapped a lightning gun to this thing's face.
You are alone in that sentiment. Everybody.
I bet I am.
Everybody.
You're all hype beasts.
Yeah, we are.
Glazers.
And we are.
Glazers, all of awesome. You. I think it's the worst Monster Hunter design I may have ever seen.
Okay, that's a lie, and you fucking know it.
No, I stand by that. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Plezoith?
Mm-hmm. I hate fighting it, but it looks like a fucking fish.
Yeah, and this thing looks badass.
It looks like a fucking automaton weapon.
It looks like Gore Magala, but lightning.
It's a railgun face.
It does not have... It shoots lightning, just like fucking Gore Magala shoots
tuning fork on
stuff.
Its face.
It has horns on its face.
Just to come out like this.
Have you seen Gore Magala recently? Gore Magala.
No, I haven't. I haven't seen Gore Magala recently. But I haven't seen Gore Magala since he was first introduced in the game. He doesn't have a railgun face. He's got a normal face.
Yes, he has a normal face with horns. The new monster. And where is he? This is Gore Magala, right here. Very similar monster. When he's in rage mode, his face opens up and horns come out. And I'm with sentiment that people... I don't think he's the flagship monster.
So I can't find a picture of this thing because I don't know its fucking name. No. The new one.
Oh, it doesn't have a name yet?
Yeah, so it's making it very hard to Google.
Some people are saying he's the flagship, and I kind of disagree. I don't think he will be the flagship. I think he's the region apex monster for this locale. Kind of like how Rathalos was for the Ancient Forest type thing. Diablos for the... I think this guy will be the top dog in this zone, and then the flagship will be I mean, maybe an Elder Dragon. It seems to be like that for the past few games, or at least
Google's the worst. I hate Google. All my homies hate Google.
I love Google.
Like, this thing doesn't even look like it has a real face.
No, it does. It's just a bad view.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
his
I should
face
look
right
up
there.
Thor Megala, yeah.
Right there. That's him. See, this is his eye. That's his mouth and jaw. He just has horns. And when because he still shuts. Oh, right here. So when he lights up, he has these little things that come out that generate the electricity that flow through the horns, and then it shoots out. See, because right
like
here.
a railgun.
So that's not his horn. I don't think. That's just a lightning
No, that's
bolt.
the lightning coming out from his horns, conducting it between each other like a railgun.
Yes, and that's badass. All
It
right?
looks dumb.
No, it is not. Stop it. It is not dumb. It is awesome.
It just looks so forced to me. It's like putting a chainsaw on their arms.
No, it's not even close. I mean, all monsters do that. How is that any different than fucking any other monster in Monster Hunter?
Name one.
Gormagala.
I just saw him. He has tiny little horns.
The purple, the huge Chaos Magala.
Where did they do a railgunny thing?
How is that
where's
different
the force?
than
Where's...
Valthrax?
I don't even know what that thing's name is. I've never seen that before.
He's literally...
I can't judge the ones I've never seen.
He's literally a mech.
I probably hate it too then.
You will. I mean, I kind of... He's a meteor monster. He
No,
flies
he's a
and... Look at
dragon.
this. He's a fucking...
He's shooting flames out the back like a jet.
That's
I do
his
hate
wings.
that. I hate that entirely.
Yeah, see, look. He's jet
Okay,
propulsed.
the new one is the second worst I've seen.
It's Monster Hunter. It's just... Everybody
I don't
loves
think
him.
every single one's like that.
Fucking, what is that?
Basilgeuse just has scales that explode. It doesn't have grenade launcher tubes coming off of it.
What's his name? What's that monster's name? I don't think it's 4. Which one? Was it Generations that had the 4? The big 4. What the fuck was his name? The green bug wyvern with the light in.
I didn't get that far in Generations.
I don't know if it's Generations, if it was 4. The one that had the 4 flagships. With Mitsune, Glavenus, Gammoth with the giant thing, and then the other guy. Oh my god. I actually liked fighting him, but I don't remember his name. He's fucking big.
I
wings
think I
and
literally
stuff.
got to Brachiodeus in that game and said, I'm
Brachiodeus too. The dude's got fucking fists. He's a boxer.
That is pretty dumb. I won't lie. That one is pretty dumb.
And it's your favorite monster.
He is.
Trying to think of some other over-the-top monsters right now. But I just think this is not... He's just he's shooting lightning out of his face.
Valhazak's not like that. Teostra's not like that. Kushalador's not like that.
Well, those are also extremely old. Well, Valhazak's new, but Teostra...
Yeah, that's why I picked Valhazak first.
Yeah, Valhazak is fucking spews fucking toxic waste out of his mouth.
Okay.
Badass.
It is badass.
But how is that less believable?
Because they didn't
shooting lightning.
They didn't strap grenades to his mouth to shoot them out.
Basilgeuse
they literally
drops grenades off
I
of
just
his
said that
chin.
with scales. His scales explode. That's so much more believable than grenade tubes that look like grenade launchers in real life.
I think you're just being...
I just think it's really cheesy to strap a railgun to the face of a monster.
I don't think it's a railgun. He's just shooting lightning out of his horn, just like any other monster spits lightning or shoots fire out of their mouth, or fucking Zenoga howling and then lightning, even though...
It's more believable to me because they didn't strap real-world weapons to it.
There's no real-world weapons.
It looks
got
like
horns.
a railgun.
It does not. They're horns.
It's literally
Mount
a
Xeno's
railgun. It is literally a railgun.
A railgun with that top and bottom. These guys' horns on the
He
side.
turned it sideways.
No. He's badass. Everyone thinks so. You're alone. Be alone on your island.
I'm fine with that. I'm happy, right?
You're not right, though. He's cool, and you'll change your mind when you go to fight him. Watch.
I won't. It's a giant railgun on his face. It looks so cheesy to me.
No, it's awesome.
I knew exactly what he would do the moment his face was on screen because it's a railgun on his face.
It's not a railgun, they're horns.
It shot lightning and exploded like railguns do.
Watch, I'm gonna clip this.
Do it! It's so stupid! And it exploding big isn't gonna change my mind that it looks really stupid.
Nope, 6 months from now you're gonna be like, wow, this guy's really cool. I take it back.
That's never gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
No, it's not.
Nope, it's gonna happen. You're look him up. Nope, I'm not. His armor's gonna look dope. You're gonna love it. He's gonna have a cool
His armor's
bow
not gonna
or
make
something.
me think he looks cool.
No, he does look cool, and he looks...
He's
like
a drag. He's
looks...
the same dragon frame with lightning addition to it.
Alright, yeah, you show me that monster without saying this is Monster Hunter. You just show it to me, and I'm like, oh, that looks like it would be in Monster Hunter. Oh,
I'd
wait,
probably say the same.
Yeah.
So it does
fits.
look like it'd be in Monster Hunter.
It fits.
I just think it's dumb looking.
No, I think he's badass. There'll be more badass monsters, I think, in it than just him.
Oh, yeah, he didn't unsell me on the game.
Yeah. Anyway. He's cool. I'm hyped. It's gonna be hype. And I'm gonna fucking kill him and wear his flesh.
I'll skip that. I'll pick whatever lightning monster comes after.
I guarantee you he'll be in a forced monster fight because he'll be part of the story.
Well, he will be. I'm saying I'll skip the armor.
Oh. I probably would.
I mean, if there's a good weapon, though, I'm not going to skip a good weapon. Don't get me wrong.
Right. Well...
Or if they force bow charge on it, I'll obviously get it, but...
I take that back because there are other really cool monsters that are in Monster Hunter games that have shit armors that I'm like, I'm skipping that.
Yeah.
So if it has shit armor, because as
if the helmet is the fucking railgun face, I'm out, bro. I'll be dying. I'll be clipping that.
All Monster Hunters know that fashion.
I'll die
fashion
if I put the horns on the helmet and you're like, oh, bro, that's so ugly. When they put a gun on his face.
No, I have to like the armor.
We're both digging our heels, and this is the true fight of 2025.
What's really going to happen is I'm going to despise the armor, but say that I like it. And you're going to think he's really cool, fight and everything, but then you have to be committed to saying
even
he's
if
shit.
The fight is cool, I just don't like his design. That's why I even specify. If the explosion's big, it doesn't make me like his face more.
I think alright, so his design when he shoots a laser beam, whatever. He looks like Thor Megala and fucking Zenoga fused into one, and that's badass, and I'm here for it. And I'm with the community calling this man Thor Megala. I don't care what they call him, what they name him, he is henceforth Thor Megala for life.
I just want Zenoga.
Oh, he will 1 billion.
He looks way better.
He will 1 billion% be in the game. And if he's not in the base game, he'll be in the expansion version of it because he was just voted the most popular monster.
That's the thing. I like every Thunder monster so much already, too. It has no room to grow on that list.
Which sucks, too, because it's like because if this thing falls in the category I think it's going to be, I think he's a Rathalos tier monster. That he's like an early Apex tier monster, and Zenoga's higher than that, so Zenoga weapons are going to be
also
better.
Not being too higher than that he's like crazy.
Yeah, so I think the Zenoga weapons are very high in Thunder Elemental.
And badassness.
Yes.
So, the most important factor.
I hope that they bring back Stygian Zenoga, because he's just so good, and he's in World, so. But we'll see. We'll find out. In 6 months, the earliest. That's 2025. My copium for a January release. So I guess we can get back to manga instead of arguing at Monster Hunter.
It won't end. I stand my ground.
It's alright. I stand mine. So here we are.
Gotta move on to Spy X Family, I guess.
That's what you think.
No, it's not.
Yeah, let's talk about the Astro Baby Glory info dump.
Right? Grandpa getting the answers.
Grandpa being badass.
I love how he just like grabbed the situation by the balls too. It's like, no, you're answering us, buddy. You're not getting Billy with that answer. Lights the stogie up.
Oh, fucking! Oh my god, I haven't put Astro Baby in my favorites. I should change that to make it easier to find.
Yeah.
But yeah, so in good news, Prego Lady is good. We were worried there for a moment because that would be sad. I've had enough
sad.
Enough of that with ladies and babies dying. But find out that baby Abby is some kind of organic form, organic from a single microbe.
We originate.
Jesus Christ, my brain.
It's okay.
A single microbe with a central core, which looks huge, by the way, because if that's supposed to be little meteors and debris in space that it's like sucking up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In that picture, so...
But then you get the next diagram. It's like shooting out the cells, and the cells are about the size of a soda can.
Yeah, so it's the size scale is
interesting,
debatable.
I was like, how Grandpa was the serious one, but he's the first one to like, first and only one to freak out that it's an alien,
and even say to himself, "Where's the shock and awe? Youngins these days get no sense of wonder." As he stares out the fucking window.
But basically, they're one big cell that send out little cells to go collect iron from nearby sources, and then cells that govern these cells call them back to bring said iron back to the main host big cell.
Yes, so Abby is just the supervisor of this clunk of cells. So there could be other supervisors, and he's not the main, like, he's not like the king of them, you know what I mean? He's not the main organism. So I find it interesting that he doesn't care, though, and which is weird, but he just is like, for some reason these copers have developed a taste for human flesh and just won't stop, and he's just like, yeah, I don't know, and I really don't care.
My guess would have been it gave one of them a taste for it, or it's what helped them split off mentally from the rest of them. Like, they went just for their iron real quick, just because, like, iron nearby.
I was thinking, like, maybe the iron in the blood, but I was like, it'd be way more beneficial to just get actual iron.
Would it, though, if they
iron?
can get everybody? Like, if they strip mine planets and they just see iron.
True, but, like, the iron content in your blood is actually pretty low concerning, like, a rock of iron, even the size of, like, a golf ball.
And they are in modern society.
Yeah, there's iron fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Most planets have an iron... Well, most rocky planets have an iron core.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure there's way more...
Well, I don't know if they're going to be touching the core. I wouldn't make that assumption of them.
But... Well, I mean, if they're eating meteorites and asteroids and shit like that, who knows?
Yeah.
What their digging capabilities are. I think you'd have a more problem with the fact that those iron cores are liquid iron because of how hot it is.
My guess it would just be it was an accident, though.
Yeah, probably just one of them just did it, and they're like, you know what?
That's kind of nice.
This is kind of nice. Much to the detriment of the people in this verse.
This one has a Renegon. Almost.
It's literally straight up is. It's like the fucking... I'm just going to call that a Renegon, yeah. The main cell, probably.
Yeah.
Then he goes into saying how, because he's a superior strain, he can separate himself from the brain without causing damage. So baby Abby is A-okay if Cooper Abby ever leaves.
Yeah, to be honest, was a a problem only the characters had. And I get why they had that problem, but I didn't give a shit.
About the baby? Like the real baby?
The baby that was lucky to ever be born at all.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't hosted by a superior intellect, probably would have been eaten in like minutes.
By its own mother.
By its own mother. Its life was forfeit to me by inception of this story. I never once thought of that baby's life as a life.
How dare you?
Like, this chapter reminded me. I'm like, oh yeah,
that's a thing.
It would have had a life because it doesn't have a chance to develop a personality. Will it even be able to catch up?
Well,
he's Abby's memories.
He's only 2 days old, so I don't know how long the story is going to go in world timeline. But it's called Astro Baby, so it's probably not going to be an apt title if suddenly he's a young boy.
Not a baby.
Not a baby. So I would assume at some point he would go back to a baby that's maybe a few months old, and there's not much you miss in the first few months of birth. You know what I mean? You don't remember that kind of stuff.
We'll see.
I think then how he says that the only way that he can think to save the mother is to make the superior strain more sentient and convince it to leave.
Good luck.
Good luck, yes. But
especially because you're arguing on the back foot there. Like, it has everything you want.
Yeah.
You can't force it to do shit.
I think it
has all the leverage.
I think that will be a plot point going forward, though. I don't think he's just going to mention that offhand.
Oh, yeah, of course. So. I'm just saying, it puts them in a really bad position.
Yes, very. I do love all of the badass shots, though.
Of Grandpa.
Grandpa, the shade in, I'll kill you right here, right now. And then
you'll pull it off, won't you?
Pointing at him with the knife. the drool face.
Even as Billy's constantly like, that's too far. Grandpa's like, nope.
At the same time, though, at one point he was like, seemed proud of his grandpa for saying something.
Right?
Where is it? Right. Because he gives like a little smile. No, I don't know. It'd take me forever to find it. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. But anyway.
Me neither.
Exposition I can get behind.
Right? Getting 2 well-needed exposition dumps this week. Sorcery and Coopers.
Explanation on how powers work. Or just how things work in general.
The Gege Narrative 101. The Togashi Narrative 101, to be fair.
You know, with all the references that JJK has from Bleach, you would think that he would just take it from Bleach, that when a power is being explained, you just have the character explain the power. Like what they do in Bleach. Which is, honestly, I always thought in any anime ever, why are you explaining it to
Well, at least JJK
adversary?
had a built-in reason to explain it to their adversary. Where early on they said it makes your technique stronger.
If everyone knows the rules.
Yeah, if you like...
The only one in Bleach that makes sense is Kyoraku. Because his is the same thing. It's children's games. And it only really works if the other person is playing too. So he explains the rules to them and then they both play the game. So that makes sense. But then it's like Shinji, when he used his Shikai on Aizen, he's like, it's hypnosis, but all it really does is switches up and down and left forward.
Oh, thank you. I'll make adjustments right away.
Yeah, and Aizen made adjustments right away and cut him down.
You're like, haha, get wrecked, loser.
Chokase Getsu's better. But it's like, in any situation, other than you have JJK rules or like Kyoraku specifically, where having your opponent know what the technique does benefits you more than it would them. Why are you ever answering any questions about what your technique is to give them possible countermeasures?
Well, there's also like the only other instance I could possibly think of was Frollo and Hisoka, because right at the beginning, Frollo told Hisoka all of the powers that he took.
I think that
for the
was
fight.
more of a.
But
just
yeah,
like,
he did it for a reason.
He's like, yeah, I'm doing this just to show you that this is what I'm going to beat you with, and it just
He did it in the same way Toto does it, where he gives them the most basic explanation but leaves out all the important bits. And as the fight's going, Hisoka's like, "This is why he said it like this. That's why he said that like this."
Yeah. Because like Hunter x Hunter doesn't do that. A lot of the techniques you have to do, they leave for you to.
JoJo sure as fuck doesn't do that. You hear the explanation from the main character mathing it out.
I like it that way too. Like, you have the character on the receiving end figure it out.
Even if they figure it out right away, like Andy does, where before you even know any of the terms in the universe, someone like goes to do something at Andy, and Andy's like, "Ah, yes, an outside targeting regulatory type. Should be simple enough." "Ah, so I see you changed the states of matter as a outside targeting compulsory type. Well, I do this, this, and that, and you're dead." Like, it still hits.
Yeah. So like, imagine Aizen just telling people, yes, it's complete and 100% hypnosis.
Shinji's like, "My technique is," and he just pulls a literal Joestar. "It's hypnosis that inverts your up and down and left and right."
Yes.
Oh! You gotta watch part 2.
Gold
It's so
Requiem.
good. He does that to like 5 different people across the whole season, including Cars himself.
It's a lot, though.
It's 24 episodes.
Which one?
Part 2. Maybe
Part 2 is Stardust Crusaders. No, that's not.
It sure
that's
isn't.
part 3. I was gonna say Stardust Crusaders is not fucking 25
Nope,
episodes.
that one's a
You
slog.
lying son.
I haven't even finished that, so I can't ship it yet.
I mean, part 1, I've seen most of that.
Because it's like 8 episodes that feel like 20. But then part 2's 24 episodes and they feel like 10. Goes by so fast. It's so good.
Yeah. I have way too much stuff to
Cyborg Nazi.
get
It's only
first.
24 episodes.
Someday. Maybe.
Never.
It's very
Never.
low. Very, very low on the priority list.
Once part 7 comes out, I'm going to be binging. I'm dying for part 7. It's the one everyone praises.
Does it have a release date or anything in the works type deal? No, any
Definitely
info?
in the works, but I don't think there's any dates or anything yet. Because 6 has been done for a while now. I want to say like a year or 2.
I would assume they're doing something then.
Yeah. Not going to stop before the most critically acclaimed one.
True. So I think it was confirmed, sidetrack here, that Demon Slayer is doing 3 movies for the final thing. But my wife was watching it today. So like I said, it's been kind of boring because it's just training arcs. But they just got to the last section of the training, and it's only episode 4. So episode 5 will finish the training arc.
Maybe they're doing a reverse of the last movie, where they're going to do it in anime first, and then release a movie that's a cinematic cut of the anime you just watched.
Yeah,
Here's all the good bits.
But see, here's the thing though, because I don't know how many episodes this season's going to have. So I think they're just going to go as far as they can to the point where then they just leave the rest of the movies. But I was sitting there kind of mulling it over, right? Because after the training, it's like it goes like 0 to 100 real quick. The final season, to where it's like instant. We're in the final.
We're wrapping up.
Yeah, we're invaded, and all of them are here, and it's all of us versus all of them. But then it's like each one of you could make a movie. If you did a movie of each one, you could make a movie just on each of the 3 upper moons.
Damn.
This is how long those fights are, because each one of them has a flashback tied to it. You know what I mean?
Of course they do.
And fuck it, especially the upper moon one too, because it's got like 5 people fighting him, and his backstory ties into like Muzan's backstory because how old
and the main character in a way.
Yeah, so and then you got Muzan. I don't think you don't really get Muzan.
He's an alchemist once. Get fucked.
No, he was a spoiled rich lord.
Ugh, worse.
That got a sickness and was extraordinarily rude to his doctor. And his doctor gave him the cure. And then Muzan killed him. Before he could figure out what was the cure. It turned him into the demon.
That doctor was a monster.
Yes.
Also, that doctor should have let Darwin do his thing.
Yes. It is.
The plot of Demon Slayer is defying Darwinism. And its consequences.
Super ironic, too, because Muzan spends his whole life trying to look for the blue spider lily. Which is, like, would be the cure for him.
Yeah.
That allows him to go into the sunlight. And it only blooms one day a year in the sun. So he would never find it.
Well, he would never find it, but he could always manipulate some humans to grab it if somehow.
Yeah, that's what he does, too. Because remember in season 1, he had that human family, quote unquote.
Oh, yeah.
And nobody knows what it is. It's like uber rare. So it's like, okay. I know who does find it eventually, and it's not the person you think it would be. Well, not the person's family who you'd think it would be. Because again, the last chapter makes no sense. Bullshit. Why is this here? Could have done without it. But I don't know, I was just thinking about it. I was like, oh, well, maybe they do it because maybe they just go through it and like the last 3 movies is just like the Muzan stuff. Because it's total JJK syndrome. Because like when JJK gets to that final stuff, all of this Sukuna stuff is going to take a lot of episode count. Especially
maybe.
True.
How many minutes of screen time did it take to do Maki or Miguel?
Right. I mean, I would.
They're also going to add content, though, so it's really up in the air.
Exactly, because
they should probably do that in a movie, starting with Sukuna coming out. Run it, so far at least.
Like after the Gojo stuff.
Yeah, including the Gojo stuff.
I don't know if that's a lot of content to fit in there.
Is it? I mean, the Gojo.
It's a lot of talking, bro. It's a lot of dialogue.
I didn't think it was that much. From Gojo getting out and being like, I'll fight you in 2 months, to it being 2 months later.
Yeah. you gotta remember all those Gege exposits that you just kind of skimmed through.
But I don't think it's going to take that much time, really, because it's going to be like, domain expansion. You see, Gojo's domain is this bigger, and Sukuna's is this much bigger, and then they're going to throw hands.
Well, because they're also extend everything. Like, look how long... It wasn't long, but for reference, it was like, what, 1 chapter, maybe a chapter and a half of the Gojo stuff when he goes into Shibuya.
I'm just saying that Sukuna and Gojo actually throwing hands would probably be like a half hour of the movie.
Still a half hour.
Half hour. And then, funny enough, I think from the point Gojo goes down till now is probably like a half hour too.
I don't think so.
Kashimo's like a minute. They'll give him 2 more minutes for 3.
Every anime that is based on a manga that has decent pacing is 2 to 3 chapters.
Per an episode, which is 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Higuruma lasted 3 chapters.
Yeah, exactly. So it's 20 minutes of an hour and a half movie.
Oh no, that's like...
We're on part what of this incident in JJK?
The thing with the Higuruma thing is that it's not that much dialogue, really.
So I get what you mean, because obviously you look at a chapter and you scroll through like 7 pages and that's like 5 seconds.
Because it's also, there's a difference when you go into something knowing you're making a movie rather than an episode.
Mm-hmm.
I think there'd be a lot less of that just plain expositing. I think when the hands start throwing...
But yes.
Like, there's no reason Higuruma would take more than 10 minutes of the movie up.
Okay, so that's that. Hold on. Alright, so Jacob's Ladder stuff. Ugh. Gojo coming out of the prison realm was chapter 221. And we are on chapter 262. So yeah, that's
40 chapters.
40 chapters. So I thought it was more than that.
It's really not. Yeah. That's what I mean. Some of these characters only take like one chapter of fighting. Look at Kenjaku and Takaba. That was like 3 chapters of all of Kenjaku's like participation.
I would just prefer it to be in an animated format. In an anime, obviously it's either way it's animated, but in an anime format, because they don't have to try and squeeze everything together. They can spend more time.
I'm afraid of that though.
Add stuff. I'm not.
Because I'm gonna hate the welcome to the next challenger again.
We're doing that. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna hate that episodic. Just
We got great stuff though in Shibuya arc that was extended.
It was like what, 2 fights?
I mean, I think look, everything that the Choso versus Yuji fight is way better in the anime than in the manga.
It looks way better, but it's not exactly like a huge amount of additional content in that fight either.
I would think so. And like the throw in the hands part, there's a lot more throw in hands that wasn't directly ripped from the page. There's a lot of the big moments, like obviously like the punch, and then it's actually the armor. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of extended action scenes, like Toji versus fucking
Megumi. Yeah, Megumi that one had a lot.
Had a lot.
The fucking bunnies.
Dagon, fucking same thing. Dagon and Toji too.
Just the Toji part though. Yeah. None of the rest of the Dagon fight had extra content. It was
exactly ripped.
It was when Toji came in. They're like, he's our favorite too, Gege.
But then it's like all of the big moments you want to accept, like Sukuna versus Maharaga was.
That one and Mahito versus Yuji and Todo were like the biggest examples of way more content.
Yeah, so I would want that with certain things. Like, wouldn't you want more content for Yuta's domain? Wouldn't you want more content for Sendai Colony?
I would, but I also feel like they're not going to do it for all of these fights. I point to Dagon versus the party.
Yeah, but like the big one, and like Gojo versus Sukuna.
Gojo versus Sukuna, Sendai Colony, Hakuri, Kenjaku. Those are the ones that would get the treatment.
I just despise the whole anime movie at the end of series things. I always just have, because it like there's animes that I watched that have an anime movie that ends the series that I haven't seen because I don't have access to watch that movie.
I hate that, but that's not the animator's fault.
No, but I would much rather it just be in an anime so I can.
Well, I look at Mugen Train and JJK Zero. They're both on the services that have the shows.
I blamed Demon Slayer because they fucking did it, and it made sense. It's a 12-chapter arc that they're like, fuck making this into a season.
Yeah.
We'll make a movie. Oh, we made a bunch of movie. Let's try doing it for the next arc too.
Yeah, they didn't say fuck making this a season, but JJK didn't do that bullshit.
No, they didn't.
They didn't. And again, those two examples are at least on the streaming services that have the shows. Yes. Crunchyroll.
And JJK would have it on, and I'm sure Demon Slayer would also eventually be on that too. They're too big of a things to limit their viewage. They want more people to view it, to then more people to try and buy it to make.
I do hate readaptations of your movies, though. Yes. If you're gonna do that, don't make the movies.
But then also, now we gotta wait 6 years for Demon Slayer to end because it's a movie and it's gonna.
That was a stupid decision. Yeah. Well, just 3 movies.
Look at Attack on Titan, and they did 1, and they weren't even movies. They were extended episodes.
They just didn't want to say it.
Yeah, and they didn't release it in theaters. They just released it.
Yeah. They should have just made a movie. Yes. We all know they should have made a movie.
Yes. But it's like... So that's my thing. It's like, okay, so that final arc, maybe again, 2, maybe I'm thinking it's more chapters, just like I'm thinking that this stuff is more chapters. But there's a lot of fights in that, you know what I mean? Because there's more than just the 3 upper moons in Muzan. There's other things happening in it too, and those 3 upper moons are all multiple chapter extravaganzas.
Yes.
And then the Muzan thing at the end, it's the big final thing. It's just like Sukuna running the gauntlet. It's Muzan running the gauntlet. You know what I mean? So maybe if you get all the way up to the part where it's like, okay, we've defeated everyone, it's only Muzan. Okay, that put in one movie. Don't make 3 fucking movies.
Ending a show specifically makes sense for a movie. Because it's a big celebration of everything that the show's been. Some of these middle point ones are a bit weird. Though I still support the Reze movie. That's such a small string of chapters. That's perfect for a movie. Though, the one part I don't support the Reze movie for is kind of ruins the part of the arc to me to put so much focus on Reze on the title and the cover. She doesn't get to come in as something low-key. It's like the whole movie is marketed around your character.
Yeah. But then I also don't... I mean, it's whatever... It's just my impatient ass, but then it's like when you decide to make the movie, it's like you gotta wait forever. Then you have to hate releases. You're seeing spoilers online because you can't avoid it. Everyone's talking about it because they watched it in their regions.
It's not like the old MHA or One Piece movies where it's like a parallel AU fan fiction movie where they still produce the series alongside it, though. When they do that, you can see MHA's mainline's quality go whoop as the movie goes whoop. Mirio, PowerPoint, movie animation.
Yes. So, I mean, it's
going to suck getting a Reze movie and then being like, yes, 2 or 3 more years till I get more Chainsaw Man anime.
Exactly. If anything happens with JJK anyway, because of how the debacle of season 2, if they how many animators did Mappa lose? I'm sure they lost some. I'm sure there's a lot. Well, no, there was actually one dude that even one of the lead animators on it just straight up quit and has said he will never work with Mappa again. I'm sure he's not.
As they're like, let's greenlight a Chainsaw Man movie, guys.
Because it's like Mappa's a big studio, so how many animators do you think they really have? They probably have a couple hundred employees.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe they lost 50 people. It's like, but we still got
deadlines.
150, 200 people. And you're like, yeah, but you just lost 50. So now you're going to put that extra work on your surviving employees, and then how many more employees you lose? You know what I mean? So it gets...
I don't trust AI. There we go. 408 employees.
Yeah.
But not all of those are going to be animators. So.
No, absolutely. But then there's also more that goes into it than just animators.
Yeah.
You got
sound design directors, visual directors, effects directors. And they also still outsource some of that work to contractors.
I feel like the people that had it probably I don't even want to say this, but I feel like in this part, the people that probably had it the easiest would be the voice actors. I would assume.
Probably. They probably just come in for their regular sessions. Everything's normal.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they had time crunches where they had to work longer hours, but I don't see that being, again, this is ignorant speaking. I don't see speaking out your voice lines. I mean, obviously, there's multiple takes. It takes a lot.
Well, also the thing is, they're not employees of Mappa. They're being paid by Mappa to do some sessions really quick.
Yeah, probably contractors.
It's probably that section of it, I would assume, is the same. If not, maybe they rush it a little quicker because everyone at Mappa's like, my deadlines.
Yeah, but I also don't know when the voice actors do their stuff, because it's like, I would assume, personally, I don't know how it would go, that you would animate the scene first, and then you as the voice actor would look at the scene and speak, but then every voice actor...
We do it one way, they do it another way. I don't know who does it which way.
Well, because when I see any voice actor in Japanese do it, they're in a room and they're always looking at a paper. They're not looking at a screen. But everyone I've seen in the U.S., actually, now I think about it, probably is that they make the scene first.
Yeah,
then they voice over. Yeah. So I think they might voice over first and then animate based on the emotions of the voice and telegraph body language based on how the voice is going, instead of the other way around where the voice has to match the body language. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it would be easier on the voice actor, because then they They don't have to.
Performance.
It's a more free in performance. They can just do how they feel.
Alternatively, though, I mean, it works for adaptations, but alternatively for original works, seeing your character does have an effect on like how your performance would be.
True. Or at least seeing
different strokes, different folks.
Yeah, seeing how a scene is supposed to play out, being how.
Who else is in the room with your character? There's context that matter.
Yeah, or like, emotional cues. Be like, okay, raise the pitch here or lower it here.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot that they have to consider when they go in. That certain things could make it easier or more difficult for them to do it. But
speaking of animation, new Kaiju episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Does Kaiju number 9 come into this fight?
That is 9.
No, that's 10.
Is it 10?
Yeah. It's the red dude. Yeah, that's Kaiju
Is
number 10.
Why'd they skip 9?
Well, 9's there. I mean, he's a thing.
Oh, yeah, because 8's 8. Yeah. Oh, my God, I'm so stupid right now. I'm so tired.
Because this is the Kaiju that Hoshina's going to get.
9's not 8. 9's 9. And yes.
Because I'm sitting here and I'm looking and I'm like...
I don't remember if 9 shows up to this. I feel like he does, though.
Something's got to happen. Because I swear that Hoshina's the one to take down Kaiju number 10.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it's Kafka. I know. Spoiler alert. Kaiju spoilers. This is where he reveals himself to everybody. So
yeah, I know that.
And I'm pretty sure it's the dragons that make him do that.
I would think that it would have been one of the bigger dudes, like 10 or 9.
Well, it could be him in like a more dragony form. But I'm pretty sure it's Squad Red that makes him do it.
I'm also pretty confident that it is this arc. What chapter level do you think this is? 30s?
Oh, I have no clue.
Oh, wow. They're blowing through. Because, yeah. I think I literally... Yeah. I literally clicked on the chapter. He reveals himself.
Number 32?
Yes. 31. Because the fucking...
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, the things explode in the sky because Mina shows up.
I remember they were in the sky. That's the part I did remember because he was like facing upward when he does it.
Yes. Because they're like a super giant kaiju bomb, Yonju bomb. And then he just runs at it. Yeah, and then just transforms right in front of literally everyone. Fortitude 9.8.
Hoshina is my man. I think Hoshina might be my favorite character. Over Narumi, even. The anime's just doing him so much justice, man.
Yeah, but then, I mean, maybe you hold out until you see Narumi in the anime.
That's fair. But Hoshina's pretty slick. Even last episode, too, when he was fighting Kafka. Oh, it was good. It's good shit. My partner was very impressed with Shinomiya's new axe.
Yeah, it's dope.
He immediately was like, ooh!
Oh my god. Oh, dude. The panels in this chapter 32 of Kaiju is just...
Yeah, I'm also surprised they were able to cover that much ground, because it is also a bi-weekly manga, so those are 32 chunky chapters.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I didn't look back after that, like, how soon this started. Oh, So we're on somewhere in chapter 28. Because right at the beginning of chapter 28 is the ending of this past episode. So
Gotcha.
4 more chapters. So I think it might even just end.
Next chapter.
No,
next episode.
As in like the ending of the season might just be when Mina's like, I'm taking you into custody.
Yeah.
That might be just the end of the season.
I'll stand by you in jail.
Damn, that means this is a fucking really long time with them. So that's on chapter 32. We're on over 100 now, so there's a lot of stuff in there that we're missing that we forgot about in Kaiju, because we went over it last time over the events that happen up.
Well, it's arrested, fights Isao. Isao puts him with Narumi. He fights with Narumi for a while, reunites with his squad. Then the 8 battle starts.
Well, then 9 takes out Isao.
Oh yeah, 9 actually has to kill him, but take him, leave, and then come back for this battle.
But that's 70-something chapters for all of that.
I know, that's why I feel like there was 30 chapters for all this.
Yeah.
Did he just take a long time to get his point across?
Maybe. So maybe...
Because this is bi-weekly chapters, too.
So there's some stuff in there that we're probably forgetting about, which is fine. It would just be more of a surprise when we see it in the...
Part of me thinks maybe they aren't actually adding content, and all these like bathhouse scenes and training scenes were there in the manga.
Imagine. Well, because we did binge it when we...
Yeah, we went hard. I remember the greatest hits in my brain. That's about it.
Because I remember when Kaiju first came out, and it had only like 2 or 3 chapters, and I was like, that artwork is sick. But I am not doing that to myself, where I'm reading a series immediately off the bat, and I almost basically forgot about it until you started reading it and said, "Yo, you have to read this."
You are my specials.
Same with Spy Family. I remember when the promotion for that was happening, that they're like this new manga coming out, and I heard about, or I don't know if it was promotions or someone was talking about it in a thing when it was still early on and explaining it. Probably with that one. But I was like, that's pretty cool. Maybe I'll check it out someday. But I forgot to read it, so we can't talk about it now.
Actually got me a little emotional.
A little? The chapter?
Yeah, it did.
Maybe I'll read it tomorrow after I read
Come Saw Man.
Come Saw Man, yeah.
I'm going to have to mark this one as explicit too. Pop it off today.
We really are. But damn, man.
Damn indeed. Is it time for Osaragi-kun?
Osaragi-kun?
Yes. Of Order fame. Oh, that means you also read Yes.
Oh, Sakamoto.
Yes.
I was like, who the fuck are you talking about?
That means you also saw the greatness.
The greatness. Listen, dude, I read
That's Takamura.
I read the first 4 chapters weeks ago, so I probably don't really remember it. What did you start off today?
Well, one sec. First of all.
Oh, yes, that.
Takamura.
Yes. Cutting a fucking car in half just to kill a fly.
From the inside. I started off today at 40, but I feel like we definitely didn't talk about that. Because I remember the last time I wanted to talk about Sakamoto, you hadn't seen this part yet.
No, so what I think actually happened, because you said you probably did, because when I read up was to 40, which was like 3 weeks ago.
So maybe I was already read up.
Yeah, because then today you mentioned how far you had, and I was like, oh, you're too
It must have been so long after that I just confused it for new homework.
Because this whole arc starts with Deerhead Man hiring these 4 killers? Yeah, 4 killers. 4. And basically just sending them on a hit list.
To kill assassins, mostly Order, but also Sakamoto. I love how after the fly passes by Takamura, they all know to get down to.
Yes.
I have seen so many badass shots of this old dude on Twitter.
Have you?
I've seen an insane amount of badass shots.
Is he the one that cut the bullet in half that you was talking about?
He's the one that sharpened his blade with a bullet.
Oh, that one, yeah.
By deflecting the bullet. He let it go up the edged part of his blade and sharpen it. Sakamoto Days is just the fucking best, man.
And it's getting an anime.
Hell yeah. So then 39. It's all 38. It's Takamura cutting that car and Order being awesome.
Yes. And introducing all these new characters, man. There's so many. There's 8 new characters for me. And I'm like, so many names.
Yeah, but not like that Wild Strawberry chapter where I didn't give a fuck about it.
True.
Then the next chapter literally opens up with Sakamoto dodging sniper bullets and catching the bullet with chopsticks.
Glorious.
Oh, I love Nagumo.
Yeah, how he's just fucking...
Walks up his shin.
It's like, oh no, I'm Nagumo. Just here to give you a heads up that there's some killers on the loose. Watch out.
The murderers.
And then, convenience store.
Yes, and the rest of the chapters is this fight.
Yeah. Fucking Shin unlocking future sight.
Right? Reading their, like, motor movements that are in their brain. I love Shin.
Me too. Fucking Lou drinking ethanol to fucking get drunk.
The best Lou's been, too.
Yeah, because it's kind of hit and miss when she drinks.
Yes.
But they make fucking short work of these, and then in comes Lou out of nowhere with the steel ladder. Is it a ladder or is it a chair that she?
No, it was a ladder.
Yeah.
I'm not up to there yet in the re-scroll. I'm at him unlocking his powers and looking real sexy.
Yes. Shin is...
This is where it kind of like popped in today.
It totally makes sense, too, that a mind reader would have this ability, because they're totally right. Your brain thinks about it and then sets the electrical currents down the nervous system to then act.
Yes.
So you do have, as a mind reader...
You do have a predetermined path that your brain sets to do things. Lou coming in with the face grab, though.
Oh, so good. And just slammo.
Then instant tsundere mode.
Yeah, she puts her hair down.
Drunken triad mode. So, I just love this fucking manga. Her putting up the arm and using his own whip against him. Ugh. So good. Perfect action.
Beautiful. This dude just getting the work done to him. He's getting his ass beat.
Her being one of the most violent members of the group.
Yeah, she stabs him right there in the arm.
And
Is
tries
that
to cut her
shovel?
fingers.
Like a fucking... Or
Yeah,
is
like
it
a travel, I think.
Yeah, like a garden shovel or whatever.
Did you have mercy for the people that begged for their lives?
I doubt it.
I wonder what she splashed them.
I thought it was gasoline for a
Me
moment.
too.
Or the ethanol. I was like, is she about to light this dude on fire?
And I brought my eye back up to the panel here where she's just throwing everything.
I know, right? All the hammers and fucking shit. Oh, it's
Oh, Shin with the ladder.
With the steel ladder. It's probably an aluminum ladder, but whatever. Or wooden.
And then the best chapter of the bunch to end on. Big muscly guy finishes off Axeman.
A goth mommy that I can get behind that's not gonna fucking go crazy stalker mode on me.
Speaking of amazing panelists I've seen of Sakamoto characters, I love Osaragi.
She is gonna absolutely fucking demolish this dude.
Oh my god, yes.
She already started. Oh, how he came out of nowhere too, and he's just like there. And he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna kill this bitch."
Great page turn again too. As she's like, I hope I get to kill those serial killers.
Yes, that was a fast wish granted. So you like got like
Oh.
piercing blood or something. Like, where does these spikes come
I think
out
it's the drill. It's a straight up drill.
Yeah, but he like shoots it and it's like long in the next page.
You think it's an implant? I've seen weirder things in Baki, so.
Yeah, true. It's alright.
My prayer has been answered with like the greatest like shrine back art.
I know, right?
Possible.
The background art is fucking amazing.
You could tell the Yuta Sasuke? Oh man, I just made that sound really white. Oh no. Yuto Suzuki. There we go. A little less weight. I got like 10% less weight. You could tell that she's a favorite of his too.
Yeah.
Let me look at this fucking page.
And then,
do you know how we give thanks to the gods?
in Japan,
the cold stare, the Illumi stare. She slams this man's face.
The complete indifference in her face.
Yes. Expertly put. It's like she's doing the dishes.
Yeah. She's like, one bow. 2
bows.
Then a clap.
2 claps.
2 claps.
2 claps.
Then a bow again.
You know what I did expect him to get up after and be like, this is gonna be a good fight.
Same. But I'm like, bro, after what
I'm gonna give you a makeover. Bro, you should be dead.
You're gonna be dead. I don't think he stands a shot in the dark.
Oops. The best part, too. She takes the yen she blocked his drill with. Oops. Forgot the offering comes first and flicks the yen at him.
That means he's gotta redo it.
Take your penny, bitch.
She blocked his attack with that fucking...
With that piece of yen. We are 42 chapters in. And it is 169 chapters so far. And they're catching bullets with chopsticks and blocking drills with a piece of yen. It's the best manga ever.
Can only go up from here.
Exactly. Oh, excites me.
I'm down for it. I'm here to stay. So we just got to be more consistent with our reading of it. Which sucks too, because it's like it's totally on us, because we both clearly enjoy it and love talking about it.
It's the fucking best.
Well, I mean,
I want to be really deep in when that anime drops.
Dandadan's the best. But...
Dandadan is the best, but we didn't read it.
No, we didn't.
But it's okay. I kind of like talking about strings of chapters sometimes. The double KaguraBachi was nice. The triple,
especially because like
Sakamoto's
sometimes
nice.
chapters are like, oh, that was a banger chapter, but we have like 30 seconds worth of stuff to talk about for it.
In our offense, though, Dandadan's been popping off.
It has been. Yes.
Those are not these Dandadan chapters. But you're right. Like, even Gokurakugai, we're like hyped up to talk about, but it's like girl like sanguinates man, creepy crushes new man.
It just sucks that, I mean, it's fine really because the art's so good. Well, it's monthly. So it's like, Piccolo Rick. It sucks it's monthly because it's like, there's never going to be an opportunity for us to talk about 2 Gokurakugai chapters back to back, probably. Ever. So...
we're stuck at their pace.
He was stuck at that pace, yes. But it's fine, though, because I'm digging the story. I love, like, all of the characters.
Speaking of which, there's no timer once again on Gokurakugai.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect so. But... yeah, man. Fucking good shit.
Good shit. We'll have a new Chainsaw Man next week. New Wild Strawberry.
No JJK.
Spy X Family.
Yes.
It was a long chapter, though. It took me forever to read that motherfucker.
27 pages. When I opened it, I was like, I don't got time for this.
It was worth it for like the last
recording.
Quarter of it. It was worth all the build-up, in my opinion.
I'm definitely going to read it. I'll read it probably a chunk of it tomorrow on my lunch break. I'm going to read Chainsaw Man first, though, so if I have time. Because I
the burning question on everyone's mind. Someone made a fan chapter for this next chapter. They made a whole chapter.
Was it good? What was
it? Was all right. They start throwing up in the alleyway, and everyone goes to look for them.
I could see Asa throwing up, but I feel
It was
Denji's,
mainly Asa.
I was gonna say, I feel like Denji's probably in a good headspace right now.
Yeah, right? If anything, just a little hazy.
Yes. A little drained, maybe.
Yeah. Lightheaded. Why did I go to the regular chapter to look for this chapter? Who is this? Come on. Come on! 167, so how do you look for 168?
Oh, you're trying to find
the
fan-made chapter. Was it like just a few pages or whatever?
No,
or was it
was like 12 pages.
Oh, hey. Some more than
a Fujimoto chapter.
Yeah.
Damn it.
The commitment to that some people bring to their fan stuff. Something that's just going to be proved irrelevant in a week when the real chapter drops.
Found it. Here's the best shot.
Somebody drew that wasn't Fujimoto?
Isn't that fucking insane?
Dude. Humans.
Look, ready? Look at some of the first 2 pages, too. It's like textbook.
I mean, you can tell a little bit because, like, Denji's, like...
Not quite as caveman-y.
Yeah. But, like, at the same time, man, like...
Look at fucking Katana Man.
That's just Katana Man, dude. Watch it be Fujimoto. He just released the chapter early as a meme.
Wonder if they'll like this.
I wouldn't put it past him.
So Katana Man pretty much goes, I'm done with your bullshit. I'm fighting you right now. Pulls the hand. Look at that. Katana, they love Katana Man. Whoever this person is.
They definitely do. And, like, the shading is so good, too. Man, people are just so good at drawing, dude.
They are. It's nutty. Oh, that's a good Denji right there. That looks like a Fujimoto Denji.
Yeah.
Denji. To be continued. 11 pages. But yeah.
Well. And he drew that quick, too.
Came out 10 hours ago.
Damn. Draw your own manga, bro. You got
These
the
people
talent.
Are crazy.
You got the
for
talent.
Real.
Just do it. If I could, I would draw my own manga.
If the dog nobody guy could.
Even if nobody read it.
Do it.
Just do it. Maybe someday someone would find my copies and then it'd be super
that's
popular.
What it is too. What if you blow up later? What if that first one's your practice, your second one's you get like a couple readers.
Van Gogh.
And then you go and you have your Naruto and they go back to what your roots were. I mean, Fujimoto has that. He's got one of those collections of all his short stories from before Fire Punch.
Just look at fucking...
Where you can see all the designs he's reused. Sense of Neuta and Asa.
Like Van Gogh. He never knew that he was successful. He died before anyone found his paintings that then sold them to the public that then gained acclaim.
It's bad that my brain went like Marx. Because he died before everyone started killing in his name.
Brutal.
Yeah, just practice. There's no reason not to.
Right? It's funny, too, that I actually made my Twitter to start drawing. I haven't drawn since December.
Oof.
That's my last post that I drew something. I was like, damn, it's been that long. New job's really taking up my time.
Especially with manga making, if you think no one's going to read it, you need to practice paneling and layouting and all that stuff. It makes more sense to just put out manga short stories. Practice.
Yeah. One-shots.
One-shots. Practice. Practice your medium.
Glorious. But I think that's about it.
Indeed, indeed.
Good juicy chapters this week. Maybe some news... actual juice tomorrow.
Oh, human juice.
Oh, no. Preferably being slapped back at Denji. From Asa.
That would be peak. That really would be peak. Please. Or slap Katana Man with it.
Oh my god. Slap Katana. Have Katana Man come in.
What's
and
going
say
on
something
here?
Stupid.
Down.
Ugh.
What?
Ugh.
Huh?
Gross.
This has been the Spikes Family Podcast.
Yes.
Episode 1.
Next week.
Took the way down.
Take the way down.
Peace.